guest today is Jim Saxer. He's the superintendent of the Crestline Exempted Village School District. Welcome back to the podcast. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Dave. Excited to be here.
Now, I know you're a very busy man, and we've had to actually reschedule for a number of reasons, but I know you've been doing a lot of bus driving. You fill in a lot of roles. I think sometimes people think, well, gee, the superintendent, he's got a high title, but it comes down, you got to get your hands in the whatever, all hands on deck, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're overseeing the whole district, so wherever there's a need, you have to be willing to fill in. And at the moment, we're down a bus driver, and so I'm stepping in and helping, drive our students back and forth to Pioneer and their students that go to Sacred Heart. So, yeah, and then hopefully soon here we'll fill the position, and I'll be able to go back and focus on everything else in the district.
Well, you've got a whole 6 months, maybe a little more than that, in working now at the Crestline Exempted Village School District, and I'm sure you're probably up already to at least half of the school year is over. So, kind of what's some of your perspective coming in now? Things always look a little different once you get a little time in.
Oh, absolutely. It's great. I mean, I love the district. I love the staff. I love the community and the families. Amazing board of education who's supportive and focused on all the important things. And the one thing I realized early on was how dedicated our staff is to the students. And our goal is to engage our families as much as we can to get them in the building to help them become a part of it so that we're a team. Each of us working on helping each student grow. And our focus each and every day is student academic success. And so we want to make sure that, we're using the Ohio content standards to build our lessons, and to then, we focus on rigorous assessment to make sure that, our instruction is challenging but relevant to students' lives. I mean, the 21st century, as we move into it more and more, it's just getting more and more complex with the integration of technology. So we want to make sure that we're up to date on everything that we do so that our lessons are relevant to the kids' lives, and to make sure that we're helping them to grow and understand the importance that, when they graduate, our goal is to help them to launch into college, career, or military service. They're going one of three paths, and it's our job to make sure that they're there. And the one thing I've realized from early on was the dedication of our staff. They love our kids, they love our families. The majority of our staff is older in their years, and a lot of them have been in Crestline the majority of their careers. And so that dedication is there. And my goal is I've been getting around trying to get to know the staff and sitting down and talking with them. And that's the one thing that be just as clear as day is just their love for the kids. So
well, that's a wise thing you're doing on your part, because you need to know, because I always say there's a perception of the way you think things are, and then there's the way they really are.
Sure.
And you fall into that trap. We all fall into that trap. Sometimes we want things to be a certain way. We think they're there. They're not anywhere close to there.
Right.
So, but you know, I know because you've been through this. Yeah. But I believe in January you guys had your organizational meeting. Most of the boards, I think, isn't that a state thing that you got to pretty much do?
So two of our board members, our president Jeff Wilhite and our board member Jim Glauer, were both up for re-election, and they got re-elected, and so they were sworn in. And then we had an open seat that Sheila Bickert had filled, and so that became vacant. And so the board interviewed in January some candidates who were interested in it, and Clayton Harold was sworn in January as our fifth board member.
Gee, I wouldn't know that guy.
Yeah, no, he hides a lot.
Yeah, he's sort of
I've never seen anybody do more in my life.
He's very involved in the community. He's
Absolutely.
been on here for podcasts for a lot of things, economic development and everything.
Yep.
So,
he loves Crestline.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So I think you got a pretty good guy there on that.
Yeah, he's a great addition.
Board. So that's a great addition to your board. Anything today? Maybe you brought a couple of things that you wanted to
Yeah, I'm excited. Of course, everything's academics.
Sure.
We're focused on the instruction of our kids, but truly, education needs to be well-rounded. We need to provide our students with as many experiences as we can in the classroom and out of the classroom. And then this past weekend, we had our district art showcase. And so that was in the school where all the students submit art, and then the teachers go through and kind of display the ones that they love. And we called it Wanderlust, which Wanderlust is a strong desire to travel. And so kind of just looking at that and traveling around and getting the different perspectives from students. It was Friday night and Saturday afternoon. It was amazing. And so it was great to see a lot of our students put their heart and soul into it, and to see that side of the artistic side of education. And then in addition, coming up, we're excited for our boys and girls basketball teams and our boys and girls bowling teams. They made it to the OSSA tournament. And so talking about, not only the academics, but the athletics, to make that well-rounded piece, to be a part of a team and to understand that something's bigger than just you. And so this next Thursday, the 15th and 16th, Friday, our boys and girls bowling team will be in the Fostoria sectionals at 10 in the morning. And so Thursday is our boys team, and then Friday is our girls team. And then girls basketball will actually start next week, the 22nd. They're going to head up to East Seneca for a 7 o'clock tip-off. And then on the 28th, our boys will go to Lucas for a 7 o'clock tip-off. So excited for those teams to have their chance to shine in the tournament.
Well, it's probably by the next time you're back on, we'll be talking about those things. Maybe some of the things that come out of it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes these things get posted up, and it's maybe even past the time that we even talk.
Right.
It's just kind of the way they work.
Yeah, just roll with the time of when you're here. So.
Yeah. But no, those are great things. Sounds like you've had a pretty good, successful sports here then.
Yeah, they did pretty good. So our boys team, the bowling just does a main tournament for the league, and our boys team won. Our girls team came in third place. So excited for them to move on, and excited for our boys and girls basketball teams to shine.
You never asked me to come be a ringer, and it wouldn't do you any good because my middle name would be Gutterball. So I don't think I'd be very helpful to anybody's team on bowling.
I do well when they put those bumpers up,
I don't even know. I seem to way mine jump over the bumpers. That's how lousy I would be.
Nice. Well, another thing coming up next week on the 23rd, we're excited. The Federal Railroad Administration, working with Amtrak. There's that talk about the line coming in through from Cincinnati all the way up to Cleveland, and they're looking at the Railroad Commission's going around, or the administration's going around the state and doing these, they call them whistle stop tour, and they're going to have one in Crestline on the 23rd at 4:30. So we're going to be the potential stop where people are coming in, and that could be a great boost for our economy.
And for the community, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get as many people in the area to come to the hub at Crestline on the 23rd at 4:30 to hear what they have to say and to hear what their projections are. And we'd love to have Crestline be a stop on the tracks.
We'd like to see that come into fruition.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
Now, I'm sure you're also now, because we're part of the way through the school year, you're looking at not only finishing this year, but looking forward to next year, correct?
Absolutely. We're already starting. So kindergarten and preschool registration is coming up, and we'll be looking at that in March.
Okay.
And then already beginning to look at, beginning to develop our calendar and getting input from our staff for next year. And then looking at graduation.
Yeah.
Graduation for...
It's hard to believe. We're sitting here in February talking about, but hey...
You got to look ahead.
May and June's not that far off.
Yeah, it's coming pretty quick, and in the spring, in the end of March, we'll have our spring break, and then we go into April, and we'll have our state testing, and so it'll just fly by.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's much like this podcast. It just flies by.
It does. It goes quick.
It does go quick. Anything else you'd like to add this morning, Jim?
No, that's pretty much it. We're just excited for the work that our staff is doing. They're working hard with the kids, and we always come back to our main focus. The main focus is our main focus, which is the academic achievement, and making sure that we're challenging our kids and keeping them in school and helping them to understand how important it is and how relevant it is to their lives, and value the diploma. To understand that dropping out of school is not the way to go, and so we want to make sure that we're keeping them in school, which means that we're helping them understand the relevance to their lives.
Education is the key to many, many ways forward.
Yeah, it opens many doors.
Yes. And you hear every now, well, people don't value education. Well, I tell you what, if you don't now, at some point, you're going to hit that rethink button. Yeah. Because everything is very dependent upon knowledge and an education. Yeah. You can only get by without that so long.
Yeah, and it opens the doors to so many opportunities and possibilities. Just the diploma itself opens those doors. But then to have the partnership with the Pioneer Career and Technology Center just opens another plethora of doors for our kids. And just to go over there and to see the amazing programs that they're doing is a great opportunity and an incredible asset for our area.
I want to thank you, Jim Saxer, Superintendent of the Crestline Exempted Village School District, for being on the podcast today. Look forward to having you back again. Yeah. Hopefully now we get some more bus drivers.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I know it's all hands on deck, and I really appreciate you coming over, and we really enjoy having you from Crestline to come on over and do the podcast.
I appreciate it. It's a great opportunity to be able to share the wonderful things our schools are doing for our students.